Alrighty, for those who want to see how it's done by the master sensei himself, I will show you a few example problems on this shaded grid worksheet. So the point of this is to find, look at this, each of these, hang on, each of these is a question, okay? And after you find your answer will be somewhere on this grid, and you will shade just like it's shown on your answer on the grid. Okay, so let's take a look at how this is done. So looking at well, this first one right here, they're gonna give you the angle of reference where you're gonna mark theta and where you're gonna write your degree number. Then they're gonna give you a side and they're gonna tell you to find the other side. These questions are done exactly like the ones in the notes. So if you have that down, you can check the process with that. That's great, or you can watch this video. So looking at number one, we're using this triangle that they've drawn up here for every single one. So they tell us that A is 40 degrees. So what we want to do is write A, 40 degrees right there. And that's my smiley face guy. Yeah, that's the angle of reference. Then they tell us that C is 10. And they want us to find A. So we don't know what A is. I'm just going to write X, okay? I'm just going to write X for A. All right, so remember what we want to do is see that first we want to label all the sides based on the angle of reference. That's where the 40 degree is. That's where the smiley face guy is. So let's label our sides. Hypotenuse, always across from the right angle. So the 10 is the hypotenuse. Opposite side from the angle of reference, the 40 degrees in this case. Over here is X, so that's opposite. And then our adjacent would be B over here, which we're not going to use. So next, we're going to see what sides we're given and what side we're trying to find. We are given the hypotenuse, which is 10, and we're trying to find the opposite, which is X. Which one of the trigonomic functions uses opposite and hypotenuse? Did you say sine? Because that's right, it is sine. So we're going to write sine of 40, because that is the degrees they gave us, 40, sine of 40, equals, and then we're going to use the opposite, X, over the hypotenuse, 10. There it is. Now we want to find X, right, because X is that side length. So if we want to get X alone, we're going to multiply both sides by 10. And that would cancel out this, and then we would have 10 sine of 40 equals X. Now if I want to get the answer for what 10 sine of 40 is, you're going to grab your calculator and plug it right in. 10 sine of 40, type that in, press enter, boom, 6.43. You need to know how to round to the hundredths place. So it's going to be 6.43 equals X. That means your side length would be 6.43 over here in X. So it wouldn't be X, you'd now change it to 6.43 because you have found that side length. So what we're going to do is look on the grid, look for 6.43. Where is 6.43? Found it! It's right here. And so we're going to shade it just like it's given to us in this box. So that's shading this. Ooh, yeah, that, and then the whole bottom half. Bam. Okay, like that. And if you shade neatly, then when you're done with all of these problems, you will have a cool little design that you can, you know, I don't know. Anyways, let's do the second example then. Let's do one more just to really, you know, hammer it home. Alright, so that was one type of problem you're going to encounter on this finding the missing sides using trigonometry, and I'm going to show you the other type of problem you will encounter on this paper. It was in the notes, but just in case you want to see it, I'm going to do an example. So this one right here, I'm going to do this problem right here. I've redrawn the triangle because obviously the screen is a little too small, wouldn't reach, so I've redrawn the triangle in red right there. So let's take a look this time. A is 50 degrees, that's right here. Label that as your angle of reference, the smiley face guy. Yes, sir. Haha. Next, little a is 16, and they want us to find C. So C will be right here. I mean, you don't have to write X, but I'm just going to write X. Okay, so now let's label the sides. Again, right angle's right here, so C is going to be the hypotenuse, so that's the hypotenuse. Then opposite from your angle of reference, across from the 50, is going to be the opposite side. So 16 is going to be opposite. And then adjacent will be the little b, but we're not going to use that. Take a look now at which two sides you have. Which side are you trying to find? And which side are you given? You're trying to find the hypotenuse, and you're given the opposite side. Which function uses the opposite and the hypotenuse? That is sine. SOHCAHTOA. SOHCAHTOA. Okay, so anyways, we're going to write sine of, what's the degrees that they're giving us? 50. So sine of 50 equals, this time opposite, remember it's opposite of hypotenuse. Opposite is 16 over the hypotenuse, which is x. Whoa, this looks different because the x is on bottom. What? What am I supposed to do on this one? So you can make this, it's just the same thing, but it's two steps, okay? It's two steps. First, take a look at what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do it in dark green with a different color. So first, we're gonna multiply by x on both sides. Boom. That gives me x sine of 50 equals 16. But I'm trying to get x alone now, right? So now I'm gonna divide by sine of 50 on both sides. Divide by sine of 50. Divide by sine 50. And now you're gonna see that your answer is actually, because this is going to cancel out the sine of 50 on the left side, and x equals 16 over sine of 50. And that will be your answer, so put that in the calculator. 16 divided by sine of 50, that's going to be 20.89. So x equals 20.89. Look for that on the grid. That is right here. So now shade it in just like it's shown. That's the whole top part. And then these two triangles, boom and boom. So just go through these and continue the process like this until you're done with all of them. You'll have a cool little design. But hopefully that helped you guys, and I will see you on Monday. See you later.